It's time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millers Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedule, what's biting, and seasonal hunting information with outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millers Ferry hunting and fishing report.
Bigfoot, baby. Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Shane Jones Crockett Fishing. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the Gettin Outdoors podcast number 198. Me and Kevin in the studio. Joe Allen is up on his house fixing pipes. Kevin, I ain't never heard him sound as bad as he sounded about 2 o'clock this evening.
He's a plumber. He is a plumber.
He called me and he said, ain't no way I could make it this afternoon. I said, well, where's your hookup, where you can do it remotely? I left it at the store. I got a mess, so I didn't want, I could tell he wasn't in no good mood. So,
yeah.
So he's not going to be here. Shane's been on the water all day. I sent him the link. He might pop in here a little later, but we want to welcome everybody in there. I just got through interviewing Traced out of my Grant and Garrett Gaston about their hunt Christmas morning. 12 degrees, 15-mile-an-hour winds, and they nailed them ducks, Kevin. I mean, they, ain't neither one, none of them 30 years old, and they got as much experience on that river as anybody has. Yeah. I tell you, they are good.
I remember when we used to have good hunts, like when a front like that at Millers Ferry, and me and Don used to go out there. I can remember when we'd go hunting, and it'd be like we'd be the only ones out there. And now when you go duck hunting at Millers Ferry,
well, heck, Don and his boys went crappie fishing.
They got Don has a tradition that they go crappie fishing on Christmas Eve every year.
Well, I tell you what, and we got a tradition coming up. We'll talk about it when we get to the hunting and fishing report. But welcome, everybody. Appreciate it. We got a good crowd in here this morning. Got a whole lot to talk about. The Millers Ferry Powerhouse, this is today's schedule. It's running from midnight to 4 a.m., 3 units, and from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 2 units. Then from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 1 unit, and from 6 a.m. to midnight, 6 a.m. to midnight, no units. And at Jones Bluff, from midnight to 4 a.m., 3 units. From 4 a.m. to midnight, no units. So that water's not going to be moving too much if it stays like that. Now, we got some rain coming in here Thursday, but they talking about 71 degrees Sunday for our annual jugging trip. Me and Kevin's gonna fish with me, and we got us a plan. So
we got everything scoped out. We got it kind of lined out.
Hey Denise is tuned in. Jared Hudson, how you doing? The coon hunter. Jessica Smith, how you doing? Freddie's tuned in. Winter is gone. Spring is back in Mississippi. It won't be here long, though. Old Travis Lee's tuned in. Appreciate you tuning in. Travis Ryan Gunn, the old Fishmaster Jig Man's tuned in. Paula Lampkin. Bud. I know he's sad because his main man, Joe Allen, ain't here today.
Yeah.
And Big Bama Brian Taylor. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up here. While he's listening. Look at that, boy. Look at that.
Yeah.
But he ain't smiling. Wonder why he ain't smiling.
He's in a bind. That thing right there weighs half what he weighs.
What that fish weigh? About 25 pounds?
I don't know. Maybe it might have been 100. I don't know.
You can't keep a good man down.
He does. That's a fine catfish.
He needs to come on over here Sunday and help us and get in that jugging contest. What he does. Old Noonan Hall is tuned in from Natchez, Mississippi. Stephen Tidmore, how you doing? Michael Hilliard, he's a good cat fisherman too now. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Let's see the water temperature. Now, Mark Bolden sent me this. This was yesterday. This was the day after it was freezing yesterday morning when he took these water temperatures, and it was 44 to 46 in the river. And 40, he said he even saw some 39 degree. Never have I seen it that cold. Have you?
No. I think I seen some 43 one time, but now, when it was that cold, I didn't go at daylight. I waited till the sun got out when I was going fishing. But we were talking about this at work after Mark had posted that. I think 43 is the coldest I've ever seen. But that else, I went to put the boat in the water. When I turned the unit on, it was showing 43 degrees, and I put it in.
It's always colder there in that shallow water. But I'm going to tell you what now, we got some cold weather with something else now. And like Joe Allen, he's fixing busted pipes. I know if you wasn't prepared, we were never prepared for weather like that.
The wind and the mill, we had terrible stuff at the mill. But, around here, lines ain't even buried deep enough to handle, sub 20 weather with a 25 mile an hour wind chill.
Right. You're exactly right. It just ain't made it. Now, one thing though that frost did, and I didn't even know what I was putting up the other day when Tommy sent me these. They call frost flowers, and they're very rare, and everything's got to be in place: the moisture in the ground, the air temperature. And they look like little flowers on the ground, and I mean, look how pretty they are.
When I was a young man, though, I can remember during deer season, like fresh clear cuts, you'd see that the whole dirt be pushed up like that.
I've seen them like that before, but I didn't realize how rare they were.
Yeah,
and I appreciate Tommy taking those pictures and sharing them with us. And then I wanted to talk about the Chef's Photo Challenge. Now, we've already gotten some pictures in, but we need some more. We want you, of course, it'll be this weekend during the holidays when you cooking. Just take a picture of your presentation, a plate, or stovetop, or when you got it all laid out like we always do. We're gonna let you submit 3 photos per month. Have a brief description of what it is. You can add the recipe if you want to. Please. Put the county and the state you're in, and hashtag it GOCCPC. That way you can go to your search engine and put hashtag GOCCPC and see all the pictures that are submitted. And we've got some good ones right now. And the photos will be judged every month by the camp chefs, Joe Allen and Todd. And the winner, we're going to give a prize away every month, and I'll show you the prize for this month in a minute. Winner will be announced the first of every month, and then at the end of the year, the top 12 winners, we're going to judge the top 12 winners, and the one that wins is going to win either a Blackstone griddle or one of those Cajun cookers. And the the first month prize comes from Safford Trading Company, and it's a nice 6-piece outdoor griddle tool kit. It's got.
I like them bottles like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
that's nice. So that's the first one. All you got to do is take a picture, send it in, tell me where it's from, hashtag GOCC PC, and we want all the pictures we can get. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get to it. Well, let's go ahead and mention it right now before we get to the hunting and fishing report. This weekend is the doe contest, the Wilcox Area Chamber of Commerce doe contest. Now I will give you a heads up. I got a call today from Austin Ross, and his son he's going to be in it, and he's a pretty good hunter now. So he said he knew what one weighed. He thought it weighed 200 pounds. And he's going to go out.
Whoa.
And it will be December the 31st and January the 1st.
Well, we made predictions last year on what the weight we thought
All right,
was going
let's
to
say,
win.
I say, because Owen's going to be in it,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 141 pounds. What you say?
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to say 132.
Okay, 132. All right.
That's big doe.
Yeah, it is a big doe.
And Joe Allen, he was going to say 105.
All right, let's put Joe Allen down for 105. And if Shane comes in here, we'll make him.
Yeah.
All right, now this will be Saturday and Sunday, December the 31st and January the 1st. To be eligible, you got to have a ticket. You got to have a big
prior
buck ticket,
to the hunt.
But the big buck ticket will not. You just got to have it. It's not going to be used. You can use it for a buck.
Mm-hmm.
You will not have to turn it in. The weigh-in time. Now this is strict. From 9 to 12 p.m. in the morning, and from 5 to 8 p.m. at Venison LLC. And they ain't gonna wait till 9:01. If you ain't got it in that 9 o'clock, if you ain't got it in that 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. They going to the house.
Yeah, them
and
guys,
I don't blame them.
Yeah, them guys stay busy.
Yeah, so there you go, and that's this weekend. So good luck, everybody. That's a great contest. All right, that's all I got. Let's get into the hunting and fishing report, Kevin. Let's start off with the catfish, and we just showed y'all the big 65-pound.
Click. There you go. Click on the New Year's jugging pictures.
Oh yeah. Well, we're talking catfish. This right here, we have our annual jugging contest. That was top left was 2020 when me and Kevin. I got a video of that too. I need to put it up. Yeah. We tore them up that day.
What do you see a trend here? Look at the picture sizes and like whenever me and you was there.
Yeah.
Well, and then
every picture that me and you are in.
Well, you into 2021, and that's a decent load right there. Yeah, but this load here,
look at that.
Yeah, that was like they had a little struggle day.
Well, we lost Scott. Scott's got to go to a New Year's Eve party, so he's out. He's out. He ain't no way he can go. Yeah. But Travis is gonna fish with Rayleigh, and Shane said he might come fish with Travis. Yeah. Me and you and Jimmy Lawler, if Jimmy Lawler can get away, going in my boat, and Team Bigfoot is. I don't know if he's got Bigfoot coming with him or not.
He'll have Donna a camera. I'm sure.
Donna's gonna fish with him.
Yeah, he's warm.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But we'll be doing some live stuff, and we'll certainly be doing some videos. So for next Sunday's annual New Year's event. Is Shane gonna be on? He's supposed to be, but he was fishing Stevens. So I don't know if he's gonna pop in or not. I sent him the link. How you doing, Lisa? Giles, appreciate you tuning in, my dear. All right, catfishing, Lucas Gibson. Let me play that video for y'all, because this video is he was mighty proud of it. And personal best below the dam at Millers Ferry. Here you go.
62 pounds. PB in the boat. I think I got him, Stacy Gas, and he got off on you.
Ooh. At 62 pounds, he was talking about Stacy was fishing a day or two before, and he lost one right there where he caught that one. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. But congratulations to Lucas. Travis Powell went the other day. He threw some jugs. He said it's cold as he ever been. I think it was the day before Christmas Eve, I believe. When
he was showing me holding dip net out, and it was sticking out straight. He dipped in the water and then picked it up, and it froze in the air. As soon as he pulled it out, it was sticking straight out like your finger.
Mm-hmm. And Brian and Jimmy Neese, they were up in Wheeler where he caught that 65 pounder. And I talked to my buddy Bruce Mitchell the other day, and he gave me a secret recipe, and I put it on the Facebook on how to make some special catfish bait. And he wants to come jugging with us, but he's so busy right now. He said he's coming though, and but now's the time. I don't think we're gonna get enough rain to mess with that river this weekend. But if y'all want to catch some catfish, right now's the time to get them jugs out there and to tell them how to do it.
Well, I mean,
you are one of the reigning champions of the jugging contest.
Your blue cat and yellow cat, they want to get into shallow water, but you got to have enough oxygen, and the temperature's got to be comfortable enough because the bait's going that way. Everything's got to start fattening up, getting ready for the spawn, and the catfish when they spawn, they lay their eggs like under a log or in a hollow spot, just like these guys noodling like that. Most of the time that's the same places, or that's what they're doing when they go in there after them. But the shallow water is just the easier way to find them. And, when the temperature gets right, and like I said, everything's lined up, the temperatures come down, and you don't really need the current. Matter of fact, that there are probably some places that the current would hurt you in, where in the flats now, where the fish be hard to catch, because you need your baits kind of just hang around. You don't need them to be moving around. You're getting those flats and those backwater
is the long line river out of play now?
I would say that you can still probably catch some, but you're not gonna catch big fish out in the river right now. The big fish are starting to migrate in. Now your intermediate stuff, secondary points or little fingers is not toward the back of some of the sloughs. They be kind of trying to get in there and get poking around, see if there's anything in there where a place to make a nest at.
They're not in those smooth sloughs. They looking for some.
They're getting. They feeding right now, but they also looking around trying to find them places to nest. Because they won't be long.
It's cold in that water is.
That's right. The catfish, in the ones I've caught, blue cats, when I was bass fishing, that was really aggressive, they will be like late February, early spring, and those are fish that are like protecting or either on the nest.
Well, it was January last year when we had that tournament. You Team Sims come in there strong.
Yeah, we did good. We had a good day, and then we're gonna take some of that info and we're gonna try to work with them.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be team getting outdoors.
Getting outdoors. That's right. That's right.
Hey, Miss Dora, how you doing? Al and Brooke Smith up there at Lock 5. I don't know where Shane was yesterday, Al, but he towed some crappie up there in the Moppers yesterday. He had a good day. He been crying about he wanted some cold water, and he got it.
He got it.
All right, so catfishing this weekend, jugging. Let's talk about crappie. The Alabama Crappie Masters tournament is scheduled for January the 14th at Cooter's Pond on the Alabama River, Kevin. I'm saying if that river don't get blowed out, flooded, I'm saying that is going to be a record catch up there in January. And I know Shane signed up for it. There's some sticks. I mean, it's going to be a good tournament.
Well, the hammers are.
And Jason Domain, he's going to be there. And if that water stays like it is right now, it ain't no telling what they're going to catch up there.
Yeah, I mean, and probably the catfishing are like that. Shane had a really good day yesterday. And it's kind of doing this right now. But now once that temperature stabilizes, it's probably gonna get serious. Then it's like they're gonna really go to janking on them in.
Well, I can tell you this. It's Mark Bolden. He went out there yesterday. He called the water temperatures. He said he saw some 39-degree water. He nailed them. He had a good day. He had a good day. He was using them Fishmaster jigs too. Ryan, I think's what he caught some.
The temperature, that it looked like all the game species fish, or all the fish, that stabilized temperature, or that pre the moon too, like Wade Leon's talking about, that stable, once it does something and stay that way, the fish get comfortable. They're cold blooded. They get comfortable with it. It's when you got stuff fluctuating, is when it makes it really scattered, hard to find them.
Yeah, and it I used to think all that was just BS, all that moon and all that barometric pressure and everything like
all
that.
of it. That's what makes it so daggum challenging. You know, that if you catch them on Saturday and then you go back Sunday and you can't find them, to try to decipher which factor changed. You know, whether it be, you know, you had 2 or 3 degrees, you had 2 or 3 barometric pressure, you know, like it. And that's what separates us from them folks on TV.
Yeah, yeah. And I was in Coast to Coast today, and I ran across Jason Threadgill. I said, "What the heck you doing in here? You ought to be on that." He said that him and Brandon were deer hunting up here, so they wasn't crappie fishing. But I think they're gonna fish that tournament January.
I bet they go
14th.
fish. I bet they fish this
I'm gonna
weekend.
be at the weigh-in, Jason. I'm gonna be at the weigh-in. I'm telling you, y'all. I want to see what happens January 14th up there on that Alabama.
I'm gonna be in Tennessee, so yeah. I'd go if I wouldn't.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Shane and Tommy, they nailed him yesterday. He had 50, and he said he probably caught 75, but they kept 50. And thank you, Leon. It's all about the moon. Fish go to looking where they will spawn, and catfish and bass also. So that's why they up in that shallow water.
Yeah, it's going to your new moon and your full moon. When the conditions go with, that's when the bass start moving in them spots, looking, you know, and then they'll get locked down when the water temperature gets exactly like they want it.
All right, if you're going crappie fishing this weekend, and golly, I wish I'd have talked. I wish Shane was on here. I think they own them brush piles in them sloughs. I think in the riverbank, I know it's in play.
Well, you know, the people that the only few that I talked to, you know, they were still catching in the river last week.
Yeah,
but you know, when I come across the bridge coming from work, the blow, it looks really pretty. It don't look, it ain't muddy. It ain't too high.
Got a good stain to it.
Yeah, it ain't too high. It ain't too dirty. Yeah, it's all fishable. So I think that some of your bigger sloughs, you know, your Pine Barren, Mill Creek,
I
Chilaxy
think that
Creek,
cold weather is going to be. I think catfish, bass, crappie, everything is going to be. I think this is the weekend to go fish. I think this could be the best weekend of 2022 coming up this weekend.
Well, see, the warm is really not going to affect the water temperature. It's going to make it better fishing for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Getting on up in the 70s. Yeah. But those 1 or 2 nights are not going, they're not going to change that water temperature much. So the water's going to be like they want, but it's going to be more comfortable for us fishermen.
And
you get out there.
I hadn't heard anybody say, but Freddie said that at I believe, I forgot what the temperature was, 45, I believe, when they had the shad dial. Mm-hmm. And so we got that low. Mm-hmm. So those, we, you know, the shad was just unbelievably. I went up into the gold mine last time I went crappie fishing, and I've never seen balls of shad with big fish in the middle of them.
Yeah.
On my live scope. I mean, that's just how many it was.
Well, Travis told me that me and him talked the other day and said it was they were having like the places he's catching them from the bank, like the marina off the bridge, Ellis, said they weren't getting any. He said it done slowed way down. That's probably with the temperature drop like
hopefully
that.
We had a shad die off, and maybe, man, that's why I think this weekend is going to be perfect to go fishing. I really do. All right, let's talk about bass fishing. I've been keeping up with this Cole Sands fishing. He is going to be a amateur in the Elite Series this year.
He is an elite pro now.
Yeah, I mean,
he's his rookie year.
It's his rookie year, not amateur. Excuse me, Cole. I didn't mean to lower your standard, but he's a rookie this year in the elites, and we're really looking. He is representing Diamond Baits.
That's right,
and we're gonna get him on the show.
If his sponsors don't have any conflict, I'm gonna try to talk him into doing a little spot, you know. And
but y'all go to his Facebook page. It's called Cole Sands, Sands Fishing, and like and share and keep up with him because he's representing us down here. Diamond Baits and Diamond Baits, y'all. What's Jamie gonna do when he gets all this Diamond Bait company built up and sells it for $14-15 million? What we gonna do, Kevin?
I hope he lets me ride with him. That's all I know.
Well, he's doing good. Him and Stacy Gasson with that darn Smackdown catfishing, buddy. They doing good.
I've been knowing Jamie since he was 15 years old, and I'm very proud of him. And he is really smart businessman, and he's very insightful, and he's a talented guy, and it's all on him. He's done it. You know what I mean? He's really
this diamond bait thing has done took off now. The Reeling Rednecks are tuned in. How y'all doing?
Good.
And so if you're going bass fishing this weekend, same thing, Kevin. With
well, yeah, it's now you're gonna have less bait, so really and truly the water temperature is getting now where it should bunch them up. If I just say going fishing, I wouldn't say tournament. I'd start fishing cuts up there. I can remember like days like it. You pull up, you might catch one here or nothing. Then you pull up on one and catch 40 or 50 on a crankbait. They might be this long or they might be 2 pounds, but now. This is what bunches them up. This is what starts crowding them, especially the spots. The spots they pack hunters, and they start bunching up. You find the right ledge or the right baits and stuff like that. It'll get really in the right show.
And them spots they'll be aggressive right now.
Oh yeah. This water here, they get mean. The colder it gets, the meaner they get.
Now we've been talking about for several weeks, and you said the water hadn't got cold enough, but the A-Rig's in play now.
A-Rig's is in play. We got some information today.
What's that?
It's Texas company, Texas bait store. All they order is 6.5s and 3.5s. And when Jamie said, "Why don't you buy some 4 and 5s?" He said, I sell them as a package deal. They take the 6.5, they hook the 3.5 behind it.
Really?
And then they don't fish with the 2.8s. They fish with 5-inch swim baits with a 1/4-ounce head. Thing weighs 7-8 ounces.
Well, they have to throw it with a dead gum.
Deep sea rod. I don't know how they do it, but they tree them together is what they do it. Because that guy ordered like 60 or 80
more.
You
can use a flipping rod, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be a big stout one.
Got to be a stiff one. Got to be a stiff one.
But if you was to lose it, you $75 in the hole if you hang it up.
Yeah.
That's the best. They fish.
Well, heck, some of them crankbaits are $25.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, bass fishing. I think this is going to be the best weekend. It's supposed to rain Saturday, and we'll talk about it in a minute on the Community Neighbor Bank detailed weekend weather report. It's supposed to rain Saturday, but Sunday is going to be the day, New Year's Day 2023. So it might be the best fishing day of 2023 instead of 2022.
That's true.
Don Philpat, how you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. I showed a picture the other day. Looking at Don, I thought about it. It was a Van Waren and Judge Roland Cooper back in the 60s, and they had a string of catfish, looked like some yellow cats and blue cats, but they wasn't very big. And Van's daughter said that he told her they were telephoning, but I don't believe them fish were big enough to be. Them boys could knock some big ones up, boy. Wally Bedwell, how you doing, my friend? But I tell you, that was funny, and everybody started talking about them days when we used to do some telephoning.
Yeah,
I can't do it no more, but we used to could do it. All right, let's see what else we got. The bass fishing, small game. You see that white coon that Gage Campbell caught? That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And the Coon Hunters Outdoor Ministry, them boys been catching some coons and talking about the camp chefs. Joe Allen and them talking about cooking a coon. He put a video up of Jeff Barron, and he cooked a possum and some sweet potatoes, and it looked pretty darn good. Now, I don't know if I'd eat a possum or not, but I guess it's somebody.
I ain't never eat no possum. I eat an armadillo one time, but I ain't never eat no possum.
If somebody skin it, I reckon Joe Allen and Todd will cook it. So, Jad, if y'all tree a possum, we'll try one. We'll try one. But squirrel hunting ought to be good. Everything, all the small game right now.
Yeah, the wind is supposed to be good for the weekend.
All right, let's talk about deer hunting. The rut is starting. It ain't in full swing, but it is starting. I've been seeing Mark Bucks has been putting up some great pictures of bucks chasing does. I've been seeing a lot of scrapes, a lot of rubs, and it's fixing to start. This cold weather, I think, is fixing to start them off. I got a picture of Casey Martin. He went out to Texas. Him and his daddy had a 183-inch buck they killed out there. Rex Jones has been flying his drone in Dallas County and taking pictures of them. And he had one of a buck chasing a doe the other day with his drone. We're going to take the drone jugging with us.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And let's see what else I got. Boyd, you see that dear Boyd sent me that he sent me a picture of him in velvet, And I told him, I said, that's either a neuter deer or a he-she deer, you know, because that's the way it is. And he killed it today. And that's exactly what
That's
it
right.
was.
I saw the picture. Yeah, we were talking about that today.
And I think I got a picture of this. I got to show y'all this. And I'm sorry if y'all are listening to the podcast and you can't see this picture. But I'm telling you, this right here, this is probably the best sport of any first deer kill I have ever seen. Right?
Wow. That looks like a horror movie.
She got blood on her teeth.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. They got her now.
And for anybody that's watching that don't know, this is, you see that smile? This
I know
is
she's
a
happy.
tradition.
That's
She will
right.
never forget that first deer.
This looks like what happened to me when I was like 14 years old. They told me they was field dressing deer. They said, "Come here, look at this, kid."
Yeah,
I walked over
and
stuck my head down in there.
That's what happened to us. We get out here. They'd pick us up by our ankle and dump our heads down in the gut
bucket.
pile.
Yeah,
that's the way it was back in them days. But I tell you what, Lauren, that she was a great sport, and that was, and she was proud of that deer. All right, let's see. That's all I got about the deer. If you're going deer hunting, remember safety, safety, safety. We've had more tree stand accidents this year than we've had in the last several years.
We had done 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yeah, I hadn't heard of anything. Yeah. But please be careful. And then I want to talk about the ducks for a minute. Everybody be sure and listen to this podcast. It's number 198 because Garrett and Grant and Trey, I mean, I was just really impressed with those young men, those young waterfowl hunters, at the experience they have. You know.
I mean, they Garrett's a turkey hunter, deer hunter.
Well, they said they'd rather be turkey hunting than duck hunting.
Oh yeah, they do. And I coached all of them. I was very proud of them.
Well, they all good kids. We're gonna do another podcast when turkey season comes in. But the way they did it, Kevin, they went out there and they scouted. They scouted where they were going to set up. They knew how they were set up. They knew what the weather was going to be. They were prepared for everything, just like a professional. I mean,
that's right.
Well, and it all paid off.
Well, like he told you in the podcast, the knowledge and knowing that all the backwater's going to freeze and the ducks aren't going to be able to sit there. They're going to have to move out to the edge of the river.
That's what it set up.
That's right. And that's just.
And he said it was mallards, all kind of big ducks coming down. They couldn't get the mallards to come in.
Yep.
But they killed a variety that I hadn't seen in a long, long time.
Actually, some of those green wing too looked like they started getting their colors for the year.
And everybody I talked to said that was a surprise that they had green. At this time of the year, they had green wing too.
Well, normally green wings, they kind of like hang like wood ducks. They kind of do the pond thing, like that. They'll do some river, some open water. They don't like bushes, but they do kind of the pond thing. All that's froze. Yeah. That's what pushed them out in the river, And they had like a jam up day.
Well, I tell you, those boys, they might, if they are better turkey hunters than they are duck hunters. I want to hear it.
Garrett's got a few feathers under his wing, I believe.
It will show a good podcast, and everybody be sure to listen to it. All right, what about rodeo? Got any rodeo news? It'd be over in March for the next school rodeo, and
Bruce kind of been working.
Is he working out and practicing and getting strong and learning how to mark them horses when he comes out to shoot?
We've been working on it, but he's been on his spur board. He's been going to the gym a little bit more through the holidays. He's working. He's actually in Nebraska duck hunting.
Okay.
Right now, he went out there, and I said, "Well, son, ain't it froze out?" He said, "No, this ranch is a cattle ranch." He said, "They got some heated ponds, and so they got no ice on them." So I'm hoping I get a report they had a good hunt.
Well, I tell you what, we'll be looking forward to it. When's the next? When you say
it's in March when the next one we go. They got it. His new brace and all. I give it to him for Christmas and all, and he was pretty excited about it. So I'm hoping that's keep putting the right tools in front of it. Maybe it's gonna make the turn, and we're gonna get the consistency he needs to get to.
Good evening, Doug Pugh. Doug, let's see what Leon says. Hey, that's when I did that podcast. When I put that podcast out, it's going to be more duck hunters up here than you ever saw. I've been seeing
duck hunters going up the road. It looks like a bass tournament every morning now.
Yeah. But just like Garrett and them said, that's not going to be the conditions that they had the other morning.
Oh, no. It'll be totally different.
It's going to change. So they might be surprised. Ed Calvert, good morning, good evening to you. And So that's all I got. I wish Joe Allen was here done. I can honestly say, Kevin, that I have seen him work more hours in that store in the last 2 weeks than I've ever seen. And I think they had a really good Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every year, I mean, the retail business in the outdoor industry, you're going to do, 80% a year in the last 3 months of the year, and then you keep the doors open, pay the bills the rest of the time. But, Christmas time, and that's what pays the bills.
And I tell you something about Joe Allen. He's kind of like Keith Bridges. He gonna put the stuff in the store.
That's right.
And Jimmy Pugh too. They ain't selling out no empty wagon.
Well, a lot of times you go in the store and you don't see Joe Allen, but when I go in there, I'll go in the back there. He's in front of the computer, like researching, trying to find the cheapest stuff that he's looking for and get the best price. He may find it here, but he may look 4 or 5 more places before he buys it trying to get the lowest price.
Well, and I will be live Friday morning and have a little more information. But this Sunday, January the 1st, 2023, Team Getting Outdoors, me and Kevin and Jimmy, Team Bigfoot, Joe Allen and Donna, and Team Dirty Hooker. We going at it. Now, it ain't no competition or anything. It's just an annual fishing trip.
Don't have cooking after we get through.
We'll be taking pictures and we'll certainly be doing some live stuff or some video anyway, because the service is so iffy out there. So, but everybody, thank you for all your support in 2022. Kevin, this year's gone by fast, man.
You ain't joking.
We've had some good shows, and we appreciate all y'all tuning in. And we'll be live every Wednesday. Sorry, Shane couldn't make it. He must be cleaning fish. He must have caught some fish today. And Joe Allen, of course, couldn't be here tonight because he has got a disaster at the river camp. And he left his cold water running, but he didn't leave his hot water running, and that freezes up quicker than the cold water. Yeah. So, but we're just not used to this kind of 10-degree weather and 25-mile-an-hour winds. But
Mama's home.
Oh yeah, Miss Dottie. Yeah,
she had a episode.
That's why you wasn't here last week, because they had to rush you to Mobile.
Take her to Mobile and done a battery test. Found a little something going on with a kidney function, and they got that number back up and was talking about discharging her. And David came home to get clothes and some more stuff and get ready to check her out. And he tested positive for the COVID. Yeah. And then Mama tested positive, so it kind of set everything back. But she got home and doing well. And David's getting on the mend. And
I got a text from him today, and everything's going to work out. And I'm so glad. I think every time I think of Miss Dottie and that Roland Cooper State Park handicapped T-Pier down there. I remember when we had the jugging contest, and her and David came with her little scooter, and she got to be right there at the scales when y'all
look at my bloody head when I come walking.
Yeah, that right there was worth all the effort we did to get that T-Pier down there. We're seeing that right there, and I'm sure that's happened just about every weekend.
I've actually seen several scooters over the summer, over bass fishing, and just some people that's just coming camping. They able to get them down the water where they can bank fish or whatever.
Never been able to do that.
That's
before.
Right. It's so rutted up and roots and stuff.
Such an asset to this area.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate you downloading, listening to the podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. And me and Kevin and Joe Allen and Shane might be back next. We don't never know. Hey, we just do the best we can do. But I ain't never had to do one by myself.
Oh, somebody show up, won't they?
Somebody show up. Somebody show up. And everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. Be sure to be safe. And wear your life jacket, because that water's cold. You ain't going to last long in that river if you fall in that river.
Not at 40 degrees, you won't.
You ain't. And Kevin, I ordered you a Smackdown Catfish hoodie, and I've been on Stacy, but it's coming. I got an email today, and it's coming tomorrow. So
I'm gonna have it on in the video. If it's 75 degrees, I'm gonna still have it on in the video.
Well, you've been wanting one. I know you've been wanting one. You got one coming. And Merry Christmas, my friend. Thank you for everything you do for me.
Thank you. I enjoy it.
I'm looking forward. I tell him, I ain't never had no help in the boat like I'm going to have Saturday. Sunday. I'm going to have Kevin and Jimmy Lawler if he can get loose. And I'm just going to drive the boat, video, and fly the drone.
Fly the drone.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna rack them and stack them.
We're going to have a good time. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see y'all. I'll see you Friday morning. We'll see the rest of you next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, right here on the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.